Ever wondered if you could build your very own AI analyst? I'm not talking about one that just scrapes headlines, but one that gives you that deep, institutional-grade insight. The kind you'd expect to pay a fortune for from a top investment bank. Well, today we're going to show you exactly how to do it.
Just take a look at this sentence. It's dense, it's packed with jargon. It sounds like it came straight from a top Wall Street strategist, right? This is the kind of analysis that separates the pros from everyone else.
But here's the kicker. That quote and the entire high-level report it came from was written by an AI, which immediately makes you ask, wait, what? How is that even possible? How do you get a machine to think and write with that level of sophistication?
Well, the secret isn't some kind of magic AI model that no one's heard of. It's actually much simpler and much more powerful. It's all about the instructions. It's about giving the AI a meticulously crafted blueprint that tells it not just what to look at, but how to think like an expert.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the finished product, this report from the future. Then we'll peel back the curtain on the AI's blueprint. We'll look at how to build its mind, the 7-pillar structure it has to follow, and see exactly how that prompt creates incredible insight. And then we'll give you the keys so you can build your own.
So first up, let's just appreciate the output. Seriously, we're not talking about a generic summary here. This is a full-blown daily strategic report, the kind of thing a top-tier investment bank would send to its biggest clients. The quality is so good, it almost feels like it's from a future where AI analysts are indistinguishable from the best minds on Wall Street.
Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts. The prompt that created this wasn't just some casual question. You have to think of it more like a set of architectural plans. It's a detailed blueprint for building an entire AI analyst persona, right from scratch. So where do you even start? Well, the very first part of the blueprint is all about the mindset. You have to define the AI's personality, its core principles, basically its rules of the game before it even sees a single piece of data.
And this slide just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got your typical lazy prompt. You ask it to analyze the market, and you'll get a bland, useless summary. But look at the right. That's the blueprint. We give it a persona, cold, analytical, a mode, strict, fact-based only, and a critical constraint. Only use the data you're given. No making stuff up. No speculating.
Now, this is where it gets really clever. We're literally forcing the AI into a rigorous process. We tell it, you must cross-check your data. You must look for historical parallels. And most importantly, you have to think like a pro trader. Analyze the hidden mechanics, like short covering and gamma squeezes. See, these aren't suggestions. They're hard-coded, non-negotiable rules.
Okay, so we've built the mind, but a mind needs a framework. So the next part of the blueprint is providing a rigid structure. We don't let the AI just ramble. We give it a mandatory 7-part framework that it has to follow every single time.
And here's that very structure. It's a complete roadmap. It forces the AI to build its argument logically, starting with the big macro picture and drilling all the way down to a specific actionable trading plan. This ensures nothing gets missed. It's airtight.
So, the big question, does all this theory actually work in practice? Well, let's find out. Let's connect the dots and look at specific instructions from our blueprint and see the powerful insights they generated. This is the proof.
Hey, remember that rule we gave it? The one called institutional flow logic? Well, here you go. This is the result. The AI didn't just say, oh, the market went up. No, it pinpointed a Vanna squeeze, this really complex market dynamic that can create a fake rally that has absolutely nothing to do with good news.
And it didn't just guess. It backed it up with cold, hard data. It found that a whopping $93 billion in short positions were forced to cover. That's the technical fuel that drove the surge. Now that is the kind of depth we were looking for.
And so what's the bottom line? The AI put it all together to make a final judgment call. It called the rally fragile and said the market was trapped. See, this is no longer just reporting data. This is real analysis, and it's a direct result of the blueprint's instructions.
But we didn't stop there. An expert doesn't just have their own opinion, right? They understand the debate. So the blueprint also demanded that our AI analyze the conflicting views coming out of the big Wall Street firms. And check this out. It totally nailed it. It perfectly distilled the market's core debate. You have Goldman Sachs in the bull corner with their bad news is actually good news take, and then you have JP Morgan in the bear corner, warning that bad news is, well, bad news. It didn't just copy-paste quotes, it understood and summarized their entire thesis.
All right, now for what I think is the most powerful instruction in the entire blueprint. We gave it one final crucial command. Find the black swan. Find the one critical risk that the market is completely ignoring right now.
And this is what it found. A giant liquidity squeeze happening right under our noses. It flagged this insane imbalance. The Treasury's main account, the TGA, was sucking almost $1 trillion of cash out of the financial system. Meanwhile, the system's emergency cash buffer, the RRP, was basically running on empty.
And that leads to this absolutely chilling question. By forcing the AI to look for the hidden risks, it may have just uncovered the trigger for the next big crisis. I mean, that is the definition of a high-value, forward-looking insight.
So, we've taken the whole thing apart, we've reversed engineered the blueprint that made this incredible report possible. Now let's talk about how you can use these same principles to get way better results from any AI you use.
Here's the cheat sheet. It really boils down to 4 key things. 1. Define the persona. Give it a job. 2. Set the rules. Constraints are your best friend. They force the AI to dig deeper. 3. Mandate a structure. Give it a skeleton to build on. And finally, number 4, demand synthesis. Don't let it just list facts. Force it to connect the dots and give you a final verdict.
You know, at the end of the day, this isn't about one specific AI tool. It's a completely new way of thinking about how we interact with them. You now have the blueprint to go way beyond simple Q&A and start building expert-level AI assistants for anything you can imagine. So the only real question left is, what expert will you build next?